In geography, population density is a measurement of how many people live in a particular area, usually calculated per square kilometre. It gives us an idea of how crowded or spacious a place is. The formula for population density is simple. You divide the total population of an area by the area in square kilometres. For example, if a city has 10,000 people living in 5 square kilometres, its population density would be 2,000 people per square kilometre. When we talk about population density, we often use the terms densely populated and sparsely populated. If an area is densely populated, it means a lot of people live there in a relatively small space. Cities like Tokyo, New York, and London are examples of densely populated areas because many people live in a small area, leading to higher density figures. On the other hand, sparsely populated areas have few people living across a large area. Deserts, mountain regions, and some rural parts of the world often have low population density because they lack resources or favourable living conditions. The idea of optimum population is important when discussing population density. An optimum population means that the number of people in an area is just right for the resources available. When a place has an ideal population density, there are enough people to make good use of the resources, but not so many that the resources become strained. In this situation, everyone can live comfortably and the economy can grow without major problems. However, when population density becomes too high, we can face overpopulation. Overpopulation occurs when there are too many people living in an area for the available resources, like food, water, housing, and jobs. This can lead to problems such as overcrowding, traffic, pollution, and higher competition for resources. For example, some parts of India and China face challenges from overpopulation because the number of people is greater than what the environment and infrastructure can easily support. On the other hand, some places have the opposite problem: underpopulation. This happens when there aren't enough people to make good use of the available resources. In underpopulated areas, resources like land, minerals, or water might go unused because there aren't enough people to develop or manage them. Countries with large land areas but smaller populations, like Canada or Australia, sometimes experience this issue, especially in rural regions. Understanding regional population distribution becomes easier when you look at population densities. Different regions of a country or the world can have very different population densities based on factors like climate, resources, and economic opportunities. For example, in Brazil, most people live in the coastal regions where the cities and jobs are, making these areas densely populated. In contrast, the Amazon rainforest, which covers a huge part of the country, has very few people living in it, so it's sparsely populated. By studying population density, geographers can identify which areas might be facing issues related to overpopulation or underpopulation. It also helps governments and planners decide where to build new infrastructure like schools, roads, or hospitals based on where people live most densely. Understanding population density is key to managing resources and ensuring a balanced and sustainable development for both urban and rural areas.